Hello friends, in this video let's clearly talk about how to move database files from one drive to another drive. So either it can be a primary data file, it can be a secondary data file, or it can be a log file. How to move we'll talk about. First of all, why the movement required? There are cases where we might have created the database maybe a long ago in a particular location. Okay, so now since the days pass on, you might not be having enough space on the particular drive to handle the data. So that time you need to move the data files to another drive where you have enough space. So if you see in the screen now, so like long ago I created a files in the F drive. So now it's almost all occupied. So currently I have only 15 GB of space. It may not be enough to store more data. So that time what I'll do is I'll move my database files to E drive, which is having 100 plus GB. Now you might get a question here. So then 100 GB is also it's a less space only. So you can manage like a couple of more days than F drive. So then what do you think? So but still I can manage more days when you compare with the F drive. Even I can show a bit performance improvement in the queries as well, since my E drive has more space than F. Yes. So after a couple of days, I might get a very big drive with 1 terabyte. So that time I might move the files to that particular drive. Since I have a comfort, I have a facility to move the files here and there, I can manage it. So without taking any risk. So do we need any outage to move the file? Of course, yes, a little outage required. Since we need to move the file, we need to take the database into offline, then you have to move it. Otherwise you cannot move. If the database is in usage mode, it won't allow you to move actually. Let me tell you here. If you see here, so this is a current database. Currently it is running. Currently it is already running. So it won't allow you to move to a new drive. This is a new drive, assume it. So this is a old drive. Okay, this is F drive. Okay, let us assume this is E drive. Okay, so now the space is about to finish here. So to move the data file from here to here, either it's a log file or it's a primary data file, either it's a secondary data file. Any file you want to move from some one drive to another drive, you need to take this database into offline. So no active connection should be there on this particular database. Then only you can move a database file from here to here. So to move it, you need to take it offline. It means that outage. It means that outage required. It depends on the size of the database. If it is in MBs, you can do this activity within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If it is in GBs or terabytes, then you might need to do it. But for safer side, so before taking this database into offline, let's take first backup of the database. Take a backup of the database. So then first step is as a safer side. Here I may not take this database backup in this video because my database is a very junk database. But in the real time, take a backup of the database. Second, take into offline. Database take into offline. So then third, copy the files. 4, again attach. 5th, once you attach it automatically online, you can test it. That's it. So these are the list of steps you need to take care as a part of best practice. Take a backup first, take into offline or either detach, then copy, then attach. So here I am planning to do this activity with the help of the attach and detach option. Or I can do with offline and online as well. I can do either of the case. But I will do it a detach and attach, easy method for us. Okay, so now, so as I told you, so I'll be using these two drives for example, but physically like I have a lot of space in the same drive, so I'll use the same drive, but I'll create a folder here. So if you see here, all my files are there in the same folder, including log file as well as data file. So I'll create one folder here. See, the process is same, either moving one drive to another drive or one folder to another folder. So there is no change actually. So nothing to worry. Okay. So I'll take one database and I'll move one database log file to this folder. Currently it is empty if you see. Okay. So the process is always the same. Okay. Now first step, as I mentioned, take a backup. Since I am working locally, this is my personal one. I don't want to take a backup, but in the real case, better to take a backup. Okay. Next, so let's perform a detach operation. So first of all, what database you want to do here as a part of this example? I want to take my sample database. First of all, in the sample database, before taking into the offline or before starting this activity, let us see where is this database resided. So to identify that, so you simply just sp_helpdb and just type the database name. Type it and you get it. So you will get like this: sample name, field 1 to file name, including path. You can see here. So this is the name of the files as well as complete path. If you see, both the sample MDF and LDF both are in the same location. So I want to move log file LDF to a log folder. Okay. So let's come here. So you can see here the same location which I am here. So where is the sample? Yeah, this is a log file. Okay. So before, I'm just showing you the files here. So but I cannot copy here. Let me try to copy. Let me cut and paste. It won't allow if you really see it, since that is in usable mode. You cannot. Okay. Let us see still. You cannot complete because the file is open. Okay. That's the reason why you cannot. So first of all, I need to take into a, let me remove this. Actually, let me make it as a master for time being. Okay. Now, so let's detach this. Okay. Right click, task and detach. First task, once it is done. If you have any active connections, you can see here. Okay. So you can select the drop connections or you can do the update status, up to us. So if there are any active connections, you just select this and click on OK. It automatically drops the existing connections. So sample database is getting detached. If you just refresh this, if you observe very closely, you may not be able to see the sample database here. Let's observe very carefully. Yes, you don't see here sample. If you see, there is no sample here. Okay, now let's come here physically. If you come here, you can see the sample here. Still it is there where it is. Yes, still you can see here. Okay, now you can cut it. So right click, cut log file. I am doing it. Please observe very carefully. Paste here. You can do it now, since nobody is using now. So now you have a log file here only, but you don't have a log file here if you see, since I cut and pasted here. So now once you are okay, then let's come here and then attach. So right click on it, click on attach. So once you click on attach, here you need to select first MDF location. Once you select MDF location, then it tries for the LDF. If it is able to identify, then it automatically comes. Otherwise you need to identify the location for LDF as well. Let's click on add. Once you click on add, you will get like this. So let's I did not take a backup actually. Let's come here for the location. Okay, in the program files. So in the Microsoft SQL Server, what is the folder name here is 13, MSSQL 13, MSRS, MSSQL 13, MSSQL data. Yes, sample. Where is the sample? Yes, sample MDF. I am selecting a sample MDF. So once I select sample MDF, here I'll get like this. Okay. So this is how I will be getting it. Yeah, I just attached here. If you see, you just need to select MDF file here. So once you select MDF file, here you will get like a data file as well as a log file, and you can see here the log file. So there are cases you might get an error message saying that transaction log file does not exist. So in that scenario, you have a browse option. Select the browse option. Here you can select the transaction log file which is there in this file. Okay, if you are getting any error message at the bottom here, you can select that. You can select this browse option and select the log file path, correct log file path, and click on OK. So once you click on OK, so it will come to the under database catalog. Here you can see it. So now if you specify that, you can type that sp underscore help db sample. If you just simply type it, you can see, yeah, so the data file is in original MDF file is in data folder and log file is in log folder. So this is how we do copy and attach back to the SQL Server Management Studio. Now my database is live, so I can simply type whatever I want here. Use sample, and I can see whatever the tables is there. Select a star from EMP, something like that. Let me see, is EMP is there, EMP is there. Let's click on select star from EMP and I can see it. So as a front end user, as a database developer, he may not be knowing where exactly it is. Yes, there is a way to identify the path, but still he may not be seeing the difference. So since I moved the files to a separate drives, now file IO works bit faster than earlier. Okay, so let us say now data file is in this drive and log file is in this drive. So now, so this file IO usage is different, this file IO usage is different. So that time obviously I'll get a very nice performance when I compare with both are in a same folder. Okay, so this is all about moving the files, and the same activity you can perform with the commands as well. You can simply, I'll show you the command here. So just once the database is detached or once database went offline, so you can just type this command, create database sample on. So these file name like a data MDF primary data file, log data file, and you can mention as for attach. Okay, so once you run this, it creates a database for us. So this is how we do detach, move and attach back to the Management Studio. So that's all about it. If you have any questions, please drop your question in the comment section. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Also follow me on Facebook for more technical updates. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more technical videos. Thank you.